Well, it'd be helpful if I'm on the correct slides. What we're doing today is working with matrices. So here, what we're going to start off with is addition and subtraction. Now, you don't have to write this down because I feel for the most part this is pretty understanding or makes sense. To add or subtract two matrices with the same dimensions, they have to be the same dimensions, you add or subtract their corresponding elements. So if we look at adding for this one example they gave us, well, A is in the top left. The corresponding element would be E, so we add A and E. B and F, C and G, D and H. Subtraction is the same thing, except instead of adding, we would subtract. And that's it. Now, if the sum or difference of two matrices with different dimensions is undefined, we cannot add or subtract two matrices that do not have the same dimensions. It doesn't work. So if we look at this here, so we want to perform the indicated operation if possible. Well, our first matrix C, what is the dimensions? Because the number of rows is 2 and the number of columns is 2, so this is a 2 by 2. The next one, 2 rows, 2 columns. So the dimensions are the same, so we can add. So I'm going to start in the top left, so we would do 2 plus what? Okay, and then -1 plus, so 2 and 1, -1 and 2. That is the first row. Let's go to the second row. So I have 3 and then 0 plus. We can go on and add them. 2 plus 1 is? -1 plus 2 is? 3 plus 4 is? 0 plus -2. And that's it. That's all we have to do for this here. We're ready for the next one. So what matrix do we have here? 3 by 2 and A? Okay. So we can subtract these two because they have the same dimensions. Since the sign in the middle is subtraction, we can subtract. So we can start off with top left, which would be 2 minus -1. Our next one would be 3 minus, and that's the first row. The next row would be 5 and well, 2 minus -1. Well, negative and negative make A. So that would be -3 minus 2 is -5. 5 minus 7 is 4 minus 8. -2 minus -5. Well, negative and negative make A, which would be 3. And 8 minus 6 is? And that's it. Questions on this here? Are you ready for the next one? So we can go on and add these, right? Why not? So this is a 2 by 3 and this is a 2 by 2. So this here is not possible. Now I'm going to go on and write this out to kind of show you why this is not possible. Because if I was going across, we'd have -8 plus 6, 1 plus -1, 3 plus Well, 0 is an actual element, isn't it? Well, I don't have anything to add to this here. That's why this is not possible.
That's what you do.
Yeah, it's just not possible. We cannot add or subtract two matrices that do not have the same dimensions. They have to have the same dimensions if we're going to add or subtract. So we have a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2. So can we add these? So we'd have -1 plus and -1 plus 6 is 7 plus -4. 3, yes. 5 plus -8. 5 minus 8 is? And 3 plus 2 is? Questions on this here? Can we subtract these two? Because we have a 2 by 1 and a 2 by 1. So we'd have 2 minus what? 2 minus -3 and 5 minus 0. What is 2 minus -3? 5 minus 0 is? Really, that'd be 2 plus 3. And we get 5, 5. So 2 by 1. Any questions on this here? Because what we have here is a 2 by 1 and a 1 by 2. Now, this here is possible with multiplication, but not with addition or subtraction. Because addition and subtraction, the dimensions have to be the same. Because they're not the same, it is not possible. Do y'all need to see another example of adding or subtracting matrices? We feel good with this here? All right.